What is up? Welcome back, guys. You know what we're talking about today. I had this comment on my last video and it got me thinking. Everybody's situation is not the same when it comes to their fitness, and there are people that do not like going to the gym. It just had me thinking, like, what would I do if I was in that person's shoes and I did not want to go to the gym? How would I approach that situation? And I'm hoping from you watching this video, you have some more insights and you possibly get that push to take some action. All right, so let's be honest. Not everybody likes exercise, but the benefits are not just alleged for your health. Yes, there's like the cliche, obvious stuff that everybody says or thinks about. If you look good, you're gonna feel good, you're gonna be more confident in yourself. You know, the usual. And for the most part, that stuff is pretty true. I believe in it too, but there's been times where I've looked really good in my life earlier on where I was not confident, I was insecure, and there's been times where I was at higher body fat percentages where I was confident. I still felt good, and even though I didn't look the best, I still felt good up in here. So there is something to be said about both. Okay, you can look good and have a good physique, but also feel like shit and not be as confident. But the benefits aren't just alleged of being in shape. And one quick search is gonna tell you all the main ones that you need to know about for your health, for longevity. All right, to be stronger, mentally sharper, to be an overall more capable human being. And the more you get out of your comfort zone and you put effort into things, your kind of baseline level of tolerable discomfort kind of rises. Like if you're someone that gets very uncomfortable in social settings where there's a lot of people around, well, how do you get used to this? You got to expose yourself to being in those kind of environments, right? Like public speaking classes. You're uncomfortable, you go up in them classes, you fucking public speak. You get uncomfortable, you do it, you get red in the face, but after a while, for most people, the outcome is they become more comfortable speaking publicly. Yeah, it's not comfortable at first, and that's kind of the situation a lot of people are faced with when it comes to working out for the first time, when it first comes to getting into exercise. I'm gonna talk you through multiple different ways how to approach the situation if you're somebody that does not like going to the gym. And I'm gonna start this off with a story of one of my first memories of going to the gym. I was about 14 years old, right? My brother took me into an Altman. My brother took me into an Altman's. I don't even know if those are still around, but the first thing we did was we bench pressed, and he laughed at me. He said, "My girlfriend benches more than you." And I think I had like 95 pounds on the bar at the time. When I first started working out, I was not in love with it. I was doing, arms all the time. I was skipping legs. I hated being under a squat rack. For me, it still came a little bit more natural because when you're in sports in high school, they make you do gym workouts. You kind of have to get comfortable with it a little bit. And the friends I surrounded myself with got me into the gym more. We would start hitting it as a fun thing to do. We would, chase pumps. We'd get a pump before the weekend. We'd go out, do our thing, party, whatever, and just have a good time. And that's kind of how I started to like the gym. It became part of my usual habits, but that's not the case for everybody. Not everybody has the same upbringing with it like I did. So I understand that for some people, you never get used to it, so that later on in life, when it is more critical for your health to start building muscle, getting to a more tolerable, manageable body fat percentage, things like that, to prevent problems down the road, it is going to be really uncomfortable at first. So that's the point of this video, right? I want you to fucking find what works for you and find something to where you can have the health benefits, you can have the confidence and like your routine and feel good and figure out something that is sustainable for you so it doesn't stress you out. That's the whole point. So you might be thinking, oh, he didn't drink his caffeine, but I already did. I had enough caffeine today already. I'm working on keeping that something that I don't go overboard on all the time, but I'll still hydrate a little bit for you guys. It's a beautiful day out. It's like 50 degrees. Some of you might be thinking, where was the video at last week? Why haven't you been as consistent? I'm kind of figuring out, kind of moving into a more natural rhythm of posting when it feels right, not forcing posts, making sure the quality is there and that my heart is in it, that I'm into the video, that it's something I'm truly passionate about, a message that I want to spread for you. So I can really fucking help you and I'm not just pushing stuff. We'll get right into this bitch, all right? So I kind of talked for a while, but so now we have that out of the way. Something I want you to think about if you don't like going to the gym. There's two different camps. Let's talk about the first one. All right, so camp one, you could be somebody that's just more introverted. You don't like that gym setting. You don't mind exercising, doing some work, but you just don't like being in there for whatever reason. And that's fine, you don't have to. So there's that option. Or maybe you could be somebody, and you have to be honest with yourself, okay? You have to really be honest. This is what I would do. I would sit down and think, okay, am I just introverted? Do I not like the gym? Or am I just being kind of lazy? I don't like exercising at all. All right, you have to be honest with yourself. You might think I'm calling you out. I kind of am, but just think about it. Be real with yourself. So maybe it's a little bit of both, but that's going to change how you approach this. If you're someone that's more on the lazier side, you just don't like to exercise, and it's very uncomfortable for you, think about how that's going to affect you for the rest of your life, or for whatever you have going on in your life. If that little bit of discomfort of going to the gym is really hard for you, how hard is it going to be to do other things that require more effort for your health, to increase your quality of life later down the road? So I don't know what age you are when you're watching this, but to get a higher paying job, to earn a higher income, like relationship stuff, that stuff requires effort. Kind of getting your fitness in check is like one of the first rungs that, like I said earlier, increases your baseline level of being able to tolerate discomfort, that physical exercise. Okay, so if you're on the lazier side, we're gonna have to choose the necessary evils. If it was me, I would still try to get in the gym 2 to 3 times a week. That's really all you need to build a strong physique and build an aesthetic physique, depending on your goals. I would still try to go to the gym if I was just on the lazier side. I would just try to build that habit in. All right, because after a while, for most people, if you're able to stick to it long enough, even if you still end up not liking it, it just becomes part of your routine, and it's the necessary evil that you put up with no matter what for your health. But I'm still going to talk about a couple other different options for you. Now, if I was the introverted person, there's too many pathways that go off of this. Are you a happy introverted person? Like everything else in your life is good, your relationship's solid, you have the job, you have all that stuff. It's just that gym setting, you don't like being in the big crowds. Or are you an unhappy, introverted, lonely person that you don't do well in any social situations, and that's why you're avoiding the gym? You might be able to do hard work. You might be able to work hard and exercise, but just being in that kind of thing, it's the gym intimidation, you're worried about what others think. That's two different situations. If you're in the one situation to where you're just uncomfortable in that setting, you're not good in social settings, again, think about how this is going to affect you for the rest of your life. Are you ever going to break out of your shell? This is like the first good step towards that change that's going to level up your baseline of your social tolerability, your comfortability in those social settings. And someone's going to be offended by this, and they're going to be like, oh, I don't, like someone in my last video was like, oh, I don't care about being surrounded by other people. I don't want people to, gravitate towards me. Like, do you want to be better in social situations or not? If you do, it'd be wise to be more comfortable in them. So going to the gym is just one little way to you kind of level up your social radar, how comfortable you are in that setting. When I first started going to my gym that I'm at now a few years ago, I was the shy kid, scared to talk to people, always looking down at my phone, not confident in myself, was intimidated by all the people around me moving heavy weights and shit. And just to put it lightly, three-ish years later, whole different person. It helps. I know for a fact from my personal experience it helps, and from the clients I've worked with it helps. The benefits are not alleged. So if you're just super shy, the best way to get used to it is exposure. So I would still try to go to the gym. All right, so that's the next way. But now I'm going to start talking about the other different possibilities to kind of set yourself up. If you're the person, everything else is solid, you just do not want to go to the fucking gym. You hate the gym, you don't like the people there, you don't like the environment, you just don't like exercising there, you don't like working out there. Here is what I would do. I would literally master my body weight at home. You can build a good physique doing calisthenics, mastering your body weight at home. You can do a bunch of ab exercises with your body weight. You can do push-ups, decline push-ups. You can literally lift shit around your house. You can get a pull-up rack that goes in your doorway and start doing pull-ups. There's a lot of good ways to build your physique at home. if you can afford it, you can buy a pair of adjustable dumbbells that go up to 50 pounds. They're actually pretty damn cool. I'm thinking about getting a pair myself that are like 400 bucks. And I'm telling you, if you get these adjustable dumbbells, you can build a super strong, phenomenal physique doing workouts at home. With these 50-pound dumbbells, you have weights from 5 all the way up to 50. You can literally target every part of your body and build something really solid. And it's gonna be convenient. It's gonna be at the comfort of your home. You're not gonna have the social setting. You're not gonna have to drive to the gym, and it's gonna be efficient. But there are other ways to get in shape. You don't have to become a gym fitness addict that the kind of the influencers make you think you need to be. That's not what it's about. That's kind of what I'm trying to preach. No shit, everyone wants to look good and feel good, right? But you don't have to be a fucking fitness influencer, gym junkie, gym rat, hardcore person to do that. There are other ways to get in shape. You could go to spin classes, right? Where it's pretty much you and the instructor. You can do like Orange Theory classes where you go in, everyone's focused on the instructor. You can do those workouts from at home. They have it, like Peloton, for example, has classes that you can do at home. You get the weights and stuff. You just get led by an instructor. You can build a good physique. You can bike ride. Hey, you can go rock climbing. There's other fucking cool hobbies that you can do where you can kind of get in shape. Like I said, calisthenics. Some people only do calisthenics. They'll go to the park and they're doing all kinds of crazy shit on the bars. Resistance training, lifting weights is not the only pillar of fitness. Now, granted, I'm biased towards it. I would say it's probably the most efficient in building muscle mass, but it's not the only way that you can be healthy and be fit. And that's coming from a guy that's been lifting in the gym for over 10 years. So think about what's truly holding you back. Is it you're just uncomfortable and maybe kind of lazy, and that's why you don't like going? Then to stop being uncomfortable, you have to expose yourself to that repeatedly, and you will become more comfortable in that setting. Exposure. Maybe you start to fucking like the gym. Maybe you still don't like the gym after going for a couple months. You give it a 2 to 3 months hard try. You don't like it, but then that pushes you into the next thing that becomes your way of fitness. You start bike riding, you join a club, you join a cycle club, you join Pilates. Pilates is another good one. You're mastering your body weight using a machine, and a lot of guys do that. I know some big strong guys that do Pilates. They love it. You're getting the mobility and the strength. Maybe you take on yoga too. That's gonna help you master your strength in different positions. There are so many different ways to go about it. So many different ways. You can do cardio outside the comfort of your home. You can make it as frictionless, efficient as you want. Think about what you're gonna get out of it and how it's gonna impact other areas of your life. Not everybody is in it for the same reasons. We all have our own motivators behind it. Think about how it's going to amplify the other things that you do in your life. So it is kind of chilly out. Something different to think about. I'm just doing my thing, guys. I'm doing my thing. I'm feeling good. I hope you guys are feeling good. So that's what I'm gonna leave you with today. As always, leave some comments if there's some other shit you want me to talk about, and I'll get to those. I'll get to those at some point, whether it's in a short or a long form. But till next video, take care of yourself. Peace.